Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Laguna Beach, and happy Lunar New Year. I have a new grandson who is half Chinese, so it was a nice celebration yesterday with his family. Anyway, welcome. Our service today is entitled Sacred Earth, a Native View. Our guests are Jacque and Jackson Tahuka Nunez of the Wanyena Band of Mission Indians, the Acjachemen Nation. My name is Noreen Kukkonen, and I'm honored to be your worship associate this morning. We welcome you for who and what you are. At UUFLB, we strive to embody our stated belief in the inherent dignity and worth of all people. To that end, we welcome our guests who will teach us from the wisdom of their native culture. Belief in the value and dignity of each person is the first principle of the Unitarian Universalist faith. There are 7 principles in all. They are printed on the reverse of our order of service today and can be found online at uua.com. These are the goals that we aspire to. If they are also your beliefs, please know that you are welcome to join us here at UUFLB and to be part of a community of mutual caring and spiritual study. We're all trying to be better people here. That's why we gather and worship together. So welcome. Thanks to all who make our church run smoothly. It sometimes may sound like a litany of saints, but you are all saintly in your dedication to UFLB. Thank you, Dara, Pam, Don, Carol, Paul, and Candy, and our board. We appreciate all you do for the congregation that allows us to worship together, to maintain our hopes for the future, to keep our doors open, and to recommit to our principles each week. Thank you, everybody. It does a lot for me. I know that personally, so thank you. I've always prided myself on being a 4th generation Californian. It has always sounded really cool to me. I love California. However, growing up here did expose me to biases that were part of California culture for so long. They were used by white settlers as a rationale for the theft of land and resources from those who had lived here for thousands of generations before me. As a child in the then small town of Redwood City at the southern end of San Francisco Bay, I remember being surprised to learn that our main street had formerly been called Mound Street. It was built with apparently no regard to over an ancient shell mound that had served many purposes for the indigenous people, including as a site for ritual and burial. It was a sacred site to many. My dad told me the mound had been built by Digger Indians who no longer lived there. I didn't know what that term meant, Digger Indian, but I came to learn it was a derogatory term that was part of the vocabulary at that time. Today, I'm aware of the damage that actions and words like this have done in California. Use of this slur was just one of many far worse actions that denied Native peoples their human rights. It helped make it easy for colonists to guiltlessly steal resources and bring cultural devastation to the indigenous population. In the Journal of California and Great Basin Anthropology, University professor Alan Lawnberg writes, the Digger stereotype first applied to indigenous peoples in the Great Basin. It came to refer to Native Californians, particularly those in and around the mining areas. There, the stereotype became gradually elaborated to include a bundle of connotations, all of which were more or less derogatory. The Digger was in fact a local variant of the so-called ignoble savage, the conception of which assisted the realization of manifest destiny and exonerated the removal, chastisement, and extermination of Native peoples from coast to coast. In California, the doctrine of manifest destiny was particularly volatile in the charged and unstable atmosphere of the mines. Lured to California by the promise of quick fortune, thousands were denied fulfillment. There was only so much gold. The native inhabitants, already perceived as degraded and barely human, provided ready scapegoats for their failure. With the initiation of violence against them, Indians became victims of a vicious cycle of action and perception that resulted in their complete stigmatization and nearly complete physical extinction, end quote. It's been convenient to forget about this shameful history here in California, but slowly today, we're beginning to recognize the rich culture and contributions of Native people throughout history. We acknowledge that this land was stolen, and we recognize our responsibility to learn more about the Native peoples who lived here long before colonization and the history of this land. As we see the effects of genocide, greed, and the climate change we've caused, the wisdom of this land's first inhabitants is more important than ever. Our guest speakers, Jacque and her son Jackson, Tahuka Nunez, will teach us what we've missed, that the earth and its treasures are sacred. We honor their presence among us this morning. Welcome. For Unitarian, my mouth hasn't worked so much this morning. For Unitarian Universalists, the chalice is the only symbol we have of our faith. It represents illumination to the world that we are called upon to serve with love and justice. This morning, Dara will light our candle for us. If you have one at home, please light yours now. Thank you, Dara. In words from our hymnal, come into this place of peace and let its silence heal your spirit. Come into this place of memory and let its history warm your soul. Come into this place of prophecy and power and let its vision change your heart. Our centering thought today will appear on a slide. Teach us love, compassion, and honor, that we may heal the earth and heal each other. From the Ojibwa First Nation, a prayer. Thank you. Our opening hymn this morning is called The Oneness of Everything. It's number 1052. So if you have the bellows for it this morning, please join us. Number 1052.
Please stand if you'd like. Stretch your legs and join me in singing. Far beyond the grasp of hands, a light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind. There find the key to nature's harmony in an architecture so entwined. Like the birds whose patterns grace the sky and carry on through join in love expanding. The message of peace will rise in flight, taking the weight of the world upon its wings. In the trees who stir before the first breath of wind is yet perceived. Trust in the song becoming one with the dance, and all mysteries can be believed. Songs of lives long past the touch of all are written in the earth, ever giving. And now to maintain the harmony gives to us all life's worth living. For the oneness of everything. Still we speak the truth that we might understand and reduce to terms defined. Vast and immeasurable time and space are so overwhelmingly designed. Oh, passing years just might I know the pain that winters in the heart to be reborn in spring. To hear and to feel the pulse of life enters my soul as a song to sing of the oneness of everything.
Good song for us this morning. We are one. We come to the time when we affirm our beliefs as Unitarians and as people on a spiritual path. The words to our unison affirmation will appear on your screen. So please join me in speaking them. Ooh, that's dark. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. We seem to have a technical issue. Shall I read? Okay. May we be reminded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love
and service
to the
altar of humanity.
May we know
once again
that we are
not isolated beings,
but
but
connected
connected
in
in mystery and
the
miracle.
universe,
The universe,
to
to this community, and to each other.
we come to the time when we connect with each other with discussion, not discussion, but a time when we share what has been important to us in the past week. And it's called Joys and Sorrows. And this is a time when the recording has stopped, but if you have a slide, our financial contributions to this congregation come from sacrifice and hard work. Generosity is the value we understand is important. We commit together to ensure that the money is used in bigger ways than if we just made small donations by ourselves. We gather it for the collective good, for ourselves and for the world. let's, oops, that comes later. But at this point, Candy will pass the basket here in the fellowship hall. And if you are able, please make a donation to help further the work of Unitarian Universalists. Please stand if you're able and join together in singing our song of gratitude.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share our promise we live. From you I receive, I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Thank you, Candy. For our meditation prayer this morning, I'd like to try a responsive prayer. I felt moved by the responses we gave in Dawn's sermon recently. So this one is a prayer called Earth Teach Me. It's an earth honoring prayer of the Ute people from the American Southwest. We have on the slide the poem, and if you could please read the responses in bold italics, we'll enjoy this together. Ooh, I hope you can read it. Earth teaches me stillness.
As the grasses are stilled with light.
Teach me suffering. As old
stones
suffer with memory.
humility. As
As blossoms are humble with beginning.
Earth teach me caring. As the
mother who secures her young.
Teach me courage. As
the tree which stands all alone.
Earth teach me limitation. As the ant which crawls on the ground. Earth teach me freedom. As the eagle which
soars in the sky.
Earth teach me resignation. As
the leaves which die in the fall.
Earth teach me regeneration. As
the seed which rises in the spring.
Earth teach me to forget myself. As
the melted snow forgets its life.
Remember kindness. As
dry fields weep with rain.
Earth teach me to remember, by John Yellow Lark of the Ute Nation. So now we get to welcome Jackie and her son Jackson, who's in the wings. The Tahuka Nunez family has a long list of accomplishments from a lifetime spent sharing Acjachemen ancestral history through the American Native tradition of storytelling. We know Jackson from chicken dance videos that Jackie shared with us the last time she was here. It was wonderful. He undoubtedly has learned much from his mother, who honed her skills teaching at the elementary level. In recent years, Jackie has worked as a cultural consultant for the Indian Cultural Center and Justice Center in Santa Rosa, California. creating educational materials that reflect an accurate history of California's indigenous people. She's partnered with UCI to bring cultural activities and lessons to undo racism with high school students, and has shared her stories in person on PBS's children's television and in a series of children's books that she is writing. She continues to bring education to us all. Together with Jackson, she's played a big part in preserving the history of her people. We celebrate with Jackson and Jackie the contributions and resilience of their ancient ancestral Acjachemen lineage. Welcome, Jackie.
Nonka nonka doko we yema mo mokum hole weam taka weam nonka nonka noko we yema mo mokum hole weam taka weam taka weam. I'm holding in my hand a clapper stick, which is the instrument of the women. And this particular one is from a bamboo, but when we make a traditional one, it comes from the elderberry and the elderberry branch. And there's a certain season when we take the branch. And there's many prayers that go in to the preparation of making a clapper stick. Nothing is taken without permission to say, Creator, I take that branch so that I may sing songs and I may share healing. Because in our tradition, we do believe that the singing, the use of our clapper sticks, our rattles, our drums from a different culture. My son is going to share the drum, but it's not really part of our tradition as a Acjachemen. But all of those instruments bring healing to our people. We even have the dance, which is the jingle dress dance that's in the powwow circuit that brings healing as well. And the story of that dress is amazing because it's been passed down by the Ojibwe, which you actually pick that poem, and a mother who had a very sick child, and she used every form of medicine from Mother Earth. She was just flabbergasted. She said, my baby is going to die. And as she laid in bed and she had a dream, the Creator said, make a dress that makes music. And so the mother got up, and all she had back 200 years ago were the hooves of the deer. And she sewed it on her, her dress that she was wearing. And then she took the baby in her arms and she began to dance. And she danced one day and another day. And by the 5th day, the baby opened his eyes and the fever was gone. And the lady held her baby up and said, Creator, thank you, for you gave me a new medicine that will heal our children. And now if you go to a powwow and you see the jingle dress being, danced out in the arena, there are many of us that we're older and we can't do that dance, but we could go up to somebody who's dancing and give them an offering and say, dance for me. My family has just lost our mother-in-law and we're hurting. And that young girl will dance the whole entire time for her family. I brought an abalone shell. And Noreen, if you would come up, because in our tradition, we always honor. Oh, I thought I turned that off. I'm sorry. And it's in our tradition that we gift you. And this is one of a special red abalone. It's small, but it's been buffed in a very special way. So the beauty on both sides. And a pair of earrings that are shells. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, peace in our loss. And my father passed away 3 days ago and lived a very long life. He was 101 years old. But he didn't have a spiritual walk like all of us have. I am of faith as a Native American that holds on to traditional things, but I also am a Christian. And so in our belief, we wanted our dad to know that there was a creator and that we called him Jesus. And if he would accept him, then he would be with mom up in heaven. And here's a man, 101, very stubborn. And he said, I want to be with my vieja, which means that was his nickname. I don't know why my phone is off. I turned it off. And he did accept the Lord. And in our tradition, as I see that you accept everyone's tradition, I thank you so much. It was a joy to know that he would see and be with our ancestors. And I'd like to offer this prayer song that I have my sage in here. And I want you to see the abalone. For all of you that are from Laguna Beach, you know, these are things that we just look, some people would make them as ashtrays, you know, but in our tradition, this is the greatest trading. It's the greatest gift that Creator has given us. And when we have this, this is powerful to us. It is something that we could trade in the desert, or we could pray daily with our sage. So this is a gift. And some say in our tradition that water was actually placed in it while we prayed. And so I want to offer this song to everyone today who's, you know, with us by, you know, technology or in this room today. And this song to me is a Thanksgiving song. It's a Thanksgiving song to thank Creator that you are with us. And when I rose up this morning and knew that there was another mass shooting, my heart was heavy, as I'm sure all of yours was too. My father-in-law lived right in that area 20 years ago when he was 80 in San Gabriel. And I thought, you know, he lives in Menifee now, but where do you go? Where do you go to be free of fear? We just live, don't we? Because we can't go 100 miles from here thinking that it would be a better place. We can only carry ourselves in a way that our light is shining bright and that kindness above all will be seen by the twinkle in that eye or the hug that you give, even if the mask is on. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah, reach to oh, na Jesus, to oh, na hompa, na hompa, na hompa lo, na chaya, tau, tuomna, na chaya, tau, tuomna. Beautiful Creator, we thank you. We thank you, Creator, for every person that sits before me. We thank you, Creator, for every ear and eye that watches this message of respect and love and the treatment of equality. For we know, as Pastor Noreen shared with us that it wasn't that long ago that my people were called diggers, that my people were not even considered first-class citizens. And it was in the early 1925, that Native Americans were given the right to vote. That is not that long ago. Creator, you know the pain that still lingers from my mother going to a boarding school and being spat on the ground, making her walk over that, and allowing my mother to feel as though it is because of the color of her skin that she is treated in such a manner. Creator, as we build our spirit up for goodness, may we let that light shine brightly. And as we pick up everything that comes from Mother Earth, it is a gift, it is a treasure, and help us to remember that. And in my language, I say, no krun lovek, om palof. In a deep place in my heart, Creator, I thank you. Ila, Ila. Jackson, my son is here today, and I'm so grateful that he's here. And he married a beautiful woman from Canada. They have 4 children. He has 5 total. And today he's going to share the medicine of the rattle, the medicine of the flute. I'm going to grab your flute. And then in the shortness of our time together, we are going to take you out of your box for a moment and show you our friendship dance. Because when you go to a powwow, which is a gathering of many tribes, and may I share with you that there are 572 tribes across this nation, all with different cultures. We all are very diverse. And in California, there are 117 tribes. Now, as a teacher of education, it wasn't long ago, not even 25 years ago, where teachers that were teaching California history only taught about 4 tribes, and they weren't all from California. And then legislation was passed that said you will teach about the indigenous people who are from the city where you teach. And so now there's a resurgence of all this beautiful education from the Ohlone that are up in, Berkeley and San Francisco, and then down here the Acjachemen and in San Diego the Kumeyaay. And so now all of a sudden people are saying, wow, look at all these beautiful tribes that are in California alone. So I'm going to let my son speak and explain a little bit of what you're wearing and explain the medicine, but save enough time so that we can teach him the friendship dance. All right. And I do want to say something about my son. He, from the time he was little, we named him Jackson Rolling Thunder. And that name was given to us by a family that was up north. What was the tribe? I forgot. Yeah. And when this child came into a room, he just had the energy of a thunder, and he continues his spirit in the world.
for this day, for allowing us, Creator, to come together, to be together and celebrate who and how our hearts celebrate you, Creator. Today is a beautiful day, and I would like to tell everyone here, good morning, as today we are blessing each other with our presence, and with two or more talking about you, you are present, Creator, and we believe. Amen.
Amen. Ilah. So you heard this instrument, and it's called the gourd, and it's made from gourds. And in California, we didn't play the drum. We played gourds, we played the flute, we played whistles and rattles. And the preparation of this particular gourd is really only for men. But the women can dance very, simply the way that I was just kind of swaying. And it brings us the heartbeat. So you kind of still felt that heartbeat, and you felt the heartbeat with the clapper. So in our music, we still always bring the heart to the present. The flute, you want to talk?
I would love to talk about this flute. This flute is a very symbolic instrument. A lot of our relatives all see Creator as a different way, and how he presents himself to be through anything. It could be through the plants, the animals, or in general, how we meet people or who we meet. He puts things in our pathway for a reason. I was given this right to play this flute from my relatives. I just happened to be put in their pathway at the right time. And in my life at that time, I wanted to learn about the spiritual connection between this instrument and my uncle or my relative or my brother. And then they told me there's more than that. There's more than just a connection with the instrument. There's a connection with who made that instrument, who provided that instrument, and Creator provided the plants, which provided us knowledge. And so we utilized that. And that was the connection, was where it was born, where it actually came about, this flute. And when the wind blows through our area and our homeland, you hear that sound. You hear the beauty within that flute. And this is our traditional way of bringing peace to our people, and through hardships, through beautiful days, through sad days, and through days like this of celebration on this beautiful Sunday. Thank you very much.
The thing about the flute is that it was a way to court a woman too. So men always would try to learn that flute if you wanted a chance for a woman in your life. And when I share that, I tell children that, today we do a lot of other things, But back in the day, and we still hold on to those traditions, is to take time to really listen. The flute is really the sound of the loon. And he's talking about our relatives, the Navajoyas, when they taught him about the flute. It's a whole process to make the flute, to pray and get permission from the tree. And it takes a lot of time to get that sound. So in everything we do, it's not made very quickly. So now for our last thing, because we only have 5 minutes, I'd like everyone to stand in a circle. I'm thinking we might be able to get around these 2 chairs. We're going to hold hands in a circle. And then I'm going to teach you what we call the round dance, the friendship dance. And it is something that we do socially at a powwow. So if you can do a side step, I think that we can do that. And before we begin, so the step is pretty simple. You'll just take your left foot and then step to the side like this. Step together, move the circle round and round. Step together. Okay, so then once that is finished, and then I'll turn it somewhat into a okay, keep the round dance, but then I am going to show them the friendship, and I'm going to drop your hand and you'll just stay in place like this. As I come to shake your hand, when I go to your husband's, you'll let go of his hand and we'll shake everyone's hand. Now, of course, you might want to put some stuff afterwards. I know we're still worried about that. All right, Jackson.
Before we start this dance, there's always explanation about why we did this dance. Understanding that this dance is a part of healing. But this drum will play before we ever danced. Our drum spirit was always woken up. We never danced before our drum. Our drum always danced and sang before us. As it did before us, before we walked this earth, our animals, our plants and the winged ones made that sound. This sound honors the heartbeat of our mother, Kamaiwu, on Mother Earth, where we walk every day and not understand the connection we have with her. As the beautiful connection we've had with this Mother Earth, this dance helped our people for many ways. And the reason why we dance in a circle is because equality was given to us. We teach that every day, to be equal, to be kind, to be humble, and to remember everyone has a story, and everyone has a voice, and everyone deserves to be heard. And this is the way we wanted to be heard from our ancestors and our grandfather and our creator.
May I just say something? And also when I go to the schools, I tell the children, it doesn't matter what car your parents drive or how much money is in the bank. When you come to the circle, we are all equal. We are all forgiven for anything that perhaps we're holding on to. Here we go. So you might want to bend with your knees to get that rhythm.
Dancing, y'all.
Now, just stay right there and just kind of just keep beat. Then I come here, and then you're gonna follow me. Come up.
That's cool. That's the best. That's
Then you stand here again. Just stand here. Sing it twice. You get then you find your place over there again. No, you find your place over there again. Oh, you didn't get to go. Come on. Find your place at the end. You keep going. Find your place at the end. Keep shaking. Place at the end. Find your place at the end.
Oh, that's too good.
Now we're going to keep the beat going in the right direction. So just go this way again till the drum stops. Beautiful. Well, you may sit down, and we just want to thank you very much for receiving what our medicine is. And of course, there's a lot more, but it's just a little bit of our treasures to share with you. And I believe that we are more aligned than we are different. And when I read the 7, principles of your church, it aligns with Native American, heart decisions that we make, and also Christianity. So we are more alike than we are different. And so in my language, we say Nukrun Lovek, Om Palof. Let's give my son a big hand. Thank you, Jacque.
Allowing us to come celebrate with you today. I know it was a very short time, but we're very grateful for the time that Creator has given us together. And we want to bless you to your home fires, wherever you call home, wherever you lay your head at rest. And may you be blessed with your families, with your loved ones. And as we know there's distance between all of us around the world, may you be connected to the power of prayer and Creator's teachings. Thank you.
Thank you, Doris.
No. Still have to do the final song.
That was wonderful and fun besides. Thank you, Jacque and Jackson. Our closing hymn this morning is number 1067, Mother Earth, Beloved Garden. Please join. And I think we'll have words on the screen.
Please stand if you'd like. Mother Earth, beloved, guarded and made in measure underfoot. All our days you crown our being, sage and thistle, grass and root. Herbs to heal us, plants to feed us, land to tend and tend to plow. With the pen deep as midnight north, we ask you be here now. Father, where your inspiration holds together all that lives, as we breathe our minds see clearly, leading us to love and give. Raging whirlwind, whispered breezes, violent gale and gentle cloud, with the blade as sharp as morning east, we ask you be here now. Brother fire and great transformer, share the passion of the sun. In our hearts you warm, revise, cook our faith and heat our homes. Flaming candle, blood within us, lazy desert will to grow. With the one directing power, earth, we'd ask you be here now. Sister water ever flowing, ocean river, drink we now. of a spirit intuition in the enter of our souls. And with the cauldron this we ask you be God.
Another wonderful song, Cheryl. Thank you. As we extinguish our light, let's reflect on what we've learned this morning. The beautiful prayer and celebration of the earth is attributed to the Tiwa Indians of North America. Thank you, Dar. Oh, our mother, the earth, oh, our father, the sky, your children are we, and with tired backs, we bring you the gifts you love. Then weave for us a garment of brightness. May the warp be the white light of morning. May the weft be the red light of evening. May the fringes be the falling rain. May the border be the standing rainbow. Thus weave for us a garment of brightness, that we may walk fittingly where birds sing, that we may walk fittingly where the grass is green. Oh, our mother, the earth, oh, our father, the sky. Please remain standing and we will share our song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Hold hands if you so desire.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it be. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With earth as our mother, we are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each one